Hey people, into tier 3v3 faction war. This is Estia province and Space Marines versus Chaos Space Marines. For the blue team, Overtly Gemerous as an Apothecary, a support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura, alongside LocalghostUrOrders as a force commander. Very good offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support the Tauren scheme here. And rounding off the blue team is Katla as a Techmarine, starts off in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. We have the Black Templars elite scheme recolored. Red Chaos fellas, MiltonLAsober is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. Very blue scheme over here. Alongside two Plague Champions, first up is Omega with the Death Guard elite scheme, and we have AOG. These guys start off in ranged combat with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support. Looks like the Force Commander has been persuaded to leave the center from all the stinky bolt gunfire in the west side. Might be going for the garrison here overtly. Nope. They're going in the opposite direction, which is odd to me. Not engaging with the Apothecary. Are they waiting for shotguns here? Nope. Heretics are not in play. Maybe they expect heretics to come running in at some point. Might lose a model if they're not careful on his tactical marines. Doom bolts. Got a decent hit on one of those models. Does back them off. Overtly does stay in play though. There's the Kraken bolts firing. Should be preserved for shooting at the Chaos Space Marines, but they look cool. Meanwhile, east side. Oh, some scouts be dead. Katla lost their scouts. Meanwhile, we have Techmarine in heavy cover. Tactical Marines kind of in heavy cover. That guy probably isn't. And these guys are not doing a great job getting into cover. This fella isn't. That fella at the back isn't. And it's only light cover too. Double Kraken bolts onto them from the double tax there. I might drop a model. There is some Nurgle worship, which I'm sure helped out. And now the Plague Champion takes their place. These are the attacks from both Katla and Local Ghost. Local Ghost has double tactical marines now. Where's the Force Commander? Here he comes. Those guys could drop a model very fast. Smack, it's a power sword too. Oh, Bolt Pistol gets it done. Plague Champion barely gets away. Some more Nurgle worship, providing some health regen for the Plague Champion's units, including vehicles. CSM going into melee here with the Tactical Marines, but they pop their Kraken bolts, increasing damage by 20% to heavy infantry, and it does affect their melee DPS. Techmarine barely gets away, I think, unless the damage of a time finishes them off. Nope, 6 hit points, they get away. Tactical Marine dropping model there. These guys, I guess there's not great cover for them to utilize against those Tactical Marines there. Force Commander smacking some heretics. They have their grenade launchers. Devastator's hanging out with scouts. Gonna push up and cover this power. Might get a full bash here with Devs and the Force Commander looking quite scary with the power sword early on. Here comes Alacrity for some more mobility. Where is Overtly scouts? They're already in retreat. I bet they pushed up and tried something. I'll look over it. Overtly loves to use their scouts to harass enemy VPs and enemy power. They typically go very light tier 1 and very light tier 2 in 3v3s, going for the big Land Raider Terminator combo in tier 3 as soon as they can. And they keep you guessing with their scout play. As a Chaos player against them, I probably go double CSM. You need a little bit of mobility and something that can shoot down scouts. Havocs are just going to get played around, I think, for most of it by the scouts. Meanwhile, Force Commander gets a decap, and I think we are going to see a full bash. Local Ghost has a flameo, got some Nurgle worship here. Again, kind of using cover. The cover's not fantastic over here. You want to use this heavy cover here if you can. There's some light cover around though. Grenade launchers doing their thing. Force Commander did go down. And these Tactical Marines in trouble. He's going to lose them. Loses a full tac squad with Flamer. Very sloppy play from Local Ghost. In fact, Katla asking if they have disconnected here. I assume not if I have this replay. Nope. Local Ghost is here. They just, I guess, lost concentration for a few seconds. More than a few seconds, losing the Force Commander and then the tax. And they gave the tax that order. So you'd assume they'd still be looking there. They gave them the order to cap it, and then apparently distracted by, oh, a message. Oh well. Can't get them back now. They still have Tactical Marines though. Apothecary gone for customized Stormbolter and Purification Rites, most likely the armor of the Apothecary in tier 2, quite early as well. Overtly often gets that armor up pretty quickly in tier 2. Milton with Noise Marines now. Good choice for messing with scouts too. And they can push on the power with them. Heretics do have an aspiring champion. He increases the health of the other heretics, which in turn increases their Doom Blast damage because it scales off health. And he's a pretty decent melee combatant himself. Also a die last hit squad leader. Lost the indicator for this Plague Champion. I guess he went down at some point. Didn't even see that. What about you, Omega? Nope, we still have your health and stuff over here, which is fun. CSM with Eternal War for Omega. AOGs do not have Eternal War, so what have they spent their power on? Grenade launchers. I guess we're going to see a relatively quick tier 2 over there for AOG. They could go right now. Overtly could also go. Surprised they haven't hit it yet, actually. Maybe they are considering Devastators or something. Tactical Marines with Flamer here. Apothecary cannot risk staying in play, has to get out of there. Where are the scouts? They're sneaking around over here. Tactical Marines now being tied up. Their Flamer trying to do some work to the Noise Marines, but here come the Heretics to scare them off. And I think what is going to be a full power bash from Milton. Well played there. Sensing the lack of presence on the field from Overtly, and they're going for the power bash. Force Commander goes down. Heretics also scaring off some Tactical Marines. They should go right through and decap the VP, I think, but they're turning. They're turning to get the Devastators off the field, but the CSM do it. They should have gone through and decapped, I think. Still some more Devastators in play from Katla with advanced targeting. Can they set up in time? Not quite. That was so close. And Heretics going to get some kills here. Well, a kill, I would think, at least. No. Oh, maybe not. Making me a liar. There's that Plague Champion. It's really... They sometimes get lost, heroes, when they don't have the indicator on them. Kind of lost in the map. I can't see them that well. Got some deaths. Lost a Tactical Marine right over here, Overtly. And yes, they did indeed go tier 2 with just Tax and Scouts. And here are the Scouts. Annoying Havocs. I would probably put off getting the Blastmaster on those guys until you've got some more units on the field, because with their Sonic Blaster, they're really good against Scouts. You don't want to lock them down into being a setup team, I don't think. Too early. Late game, maybe. Like late tier 2, perhaps, depending on how it goes. Those Heretics got 2 of those Devastator models. We do have a Dreadnought on the field for Katla. Local Ghosts dropped their Scouts. They do have those Devastators, though, also with advanced targeting, and a Plasma Gun is on the field from those fellas. Force Commander still down in the mid, yep. Katla's Tactical Marines are getting a Sergeant. Perhaps going to be Stern Guard then, because they haven't leveled yet. Stern Guard upgrade resets your level to 1 because they have a different amount of health and a different leveling. Well, probably the same leveling scale. 474 to 402. Dreadnought got a decent hit there. This thing starts off as a melee unit for Space Marines. And that 40 damage splash on hit. Look at this. The Scouts getting a decap for Overtly. And somehow got the VP back with just Tactical Marines and an Apothecary here. What's going on? Getting suppressed. And forced to retreat. These guys being shut down by that Sonic Blaster. If you're wondering what that effect was, that purple symbol above their heads, that means they're being shut down by the Sonic Blaster. Range attacks won't work. This is going to be a dead Heretic squad thanks to a grenade. Boom. Level to 2. 474 to 360. That was quite rude. Those guys were peacefully capping a VP there. We do have some Havocs from Omega 2 with a las cannon, in fact, to combat the Dreadnought. Local Ghost with a Librarian. Already has the Psychic Hood. And, oh, uses the Gate of Infinity just to get the Force Commander back into play quickly. It's one way to use it. And yeah, Devastator shuts down double CSM pretty well. And they don't have grenade launchers anymore. They don't have a jump unit. What is their plan here exactly? The Dreadnought has gone for the Assault Cannon. Took a las cannon shot and trying to get another one. Force Commander level 2. Iron Halo now. And it's a pretty good assault cannon barrage. Lots of heretics died. Plasma gun doing some work. These guys also has a plasma gun. With a sergeant too. Pushing on through. Going to get a full bash again. They have nothing really to deal with the Devastators. Here come Bloodletters to try and remedy that. The west side stays red for now. Overtly is bashing this power, which was Milton's, although it was stolen, I think. That wasn't a Chaos Space Marine generator. Whirlwind for Local Ghost. Tier 3 for Overtly Gemerous with just 2 units on the field. Oh, Local Ghost just dropped their Devastators. Right here, I think. That CSM got into melee with them, perhaps. But they are locking down this power. We see the Force stuff up for the Librarian. There is the Force Barrier. That's going to do a hell of a lot of work. Look at that. Doesn't deal damage, but it blocks projectiles and knocks over infantry. Super good control. Devastators are still here. And the Tactical Marines are pumping out DPS too. Oh, Overtly just healed the Force Commander back to his feet. We're trying to harass the VP, I think. Scouts and Flame attacks are bashing power. Do we have... Oh, he's gone Blastmaster. Look how static they are here. The CSM should be doing more. They could be decapping and harassing the power. Should be doing more of those CSM, I think. Or just bringing them mid. Where's the Sorcerer? Oh, he's right here. Doom bolts miss. Tier 3 for Katla. Dreadnought's done well, almost level 2. And we do have those Bloodletters from Omega. Demons with power melee damage that can teleport on you. Really bad news for Marines to fight. Marco Zinch CSM, double Marco Zinch actually for AOG. They did replace the Heretics, give them an Aspiring Champion too. Makes them harder to grenade to death. And we do have the Plague Fist up for the Plague Champion. Heavy melee weapon that has a great defensive Pestilent Strike ability. Really great for capping. Are you guys just gonna poke it with your sword? He's thinking about it. There we go. Scout's getting a decap. They can decap under infiltration. Didn't seem to notice the Doom bolts firing out of this shrine here. Some Mark of Khorne Havoc. So that really powerful autocannon. Just trying to delay is Overtly. And yeah, most likely gonna see the Land Raider first, because they don't have the red for Terminators. So we're going to see that Land Raider imminently, I think, on the way. 381 to 360. Still putting some really good pressure on this power are the Space Marines. With one of the devs down, they should be able to break out a lot easier, and the Bloodletters, of course. Overextended the Force Commander is going to go down. Tried to gate it out of trouble, and gated the corpse back here. But it still went down. Big fight brewing in the mid. Scouts looking for a grenade. Maybe they went really far forward. What did they get stunned by? Was that oh, it was Pestilent Strike. It's hard for me to see that Plague Champion sometimes. Why would you Pestilent Strike Scouts by themselves? You give them the defensive bonus and yeah, you stun them, but I guess you just really wanted to kill those Scouts, eh? Bloodletters doing their thing. This is a circle of summoning from the Sorcerer, spawning those Bloodletters, and they're using it to push. Those Devastators are down. Marco Zinch CSM tearing through the heavy infantry. Down goes the Plague Champion. Librarian got it done, I think. Double Assault Cannon Dreadnoughts. Where is the Las Cannon? There it is. Needs to get a shot. There we go. And then, oh, instantly starts moving again, but it might get close enough for the Whirlwind to do this. There we go. Bloodletters are dealt with. Turns out Librarian can kick some ass in melee, hey? Where's this? Oh, Scouts. Decapping the power this time. And the Land Raider Redeemer is almost out for Overtly Gemerous. Is it going to be enough? Because Blastmaster and Autocannon, it's not going to be easy for stuff to cap here. I guess the massive advantage of the Land Raider also plays into capping, because it can get the quick decap, take a bunch of damage, just retreat back to the Land Raider. 325, 360. Plasma gun in for the Techmarine, really good plasma gun too, and Signum for mark target. And Overtly Gemerous continues harassing the back lines. Gets a full cap, in fact, over here. Then retreats away. Here's your Land Raider. Can act as a retreat point, reinforce off it, and gives us some health regen. Got some really powerful close range weapons, as well as a twin linked assault cannon, which is a good range against infantry. Tier 3 for Omega. Local Ghost still in Tier 2. Get some scouts up to help repair the Dreadnought and stuff. You guys going to lose models here? Maybe. Yep, they lost the Sergeant, in fact. 325 to 349. Predator tank on the way for Katla. We do have a plasma cannon. I expected them to get a plasma cannon before going Tier 3, but nope. And straight there. Have to bash the power to get it back. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to cap when there's a blast master there. Also, the shrine is now being worshipped, so that's gonna mean more doom bolts. I don't think it changes the damage of the doom bolts, just more of them. They do some good damage too. I mean, that's level 2 Marines they were hitting. Heal there from Overtly means that they don't even drop a model. Could be maybe a little bit more aggressive here, Milton. They're pushing up a bit now. That is nuke bait right there. Any of them close to nukes? Omega can drop a nuke. What was that? Oh, they're getting a las cannon on Havocs to help fight the Land Raider. Scouts were trying to decap or something again and got scared off. They dropped 2 models over there, as you saw. Touch of Nurgle on some CSM. Strange place to use it when they're being attacked by a librarian. Got a decent hit on those Marines, but I think that was a pretty big waste of that global. That's 175 red. You really need to be careful how you use that these days. Chaos Terminators coming in from Omega. Getting some power fist kills on those Devastators. They have combi bolters too. I guess we'll see an auto cannon, because they've got vehicles to deal with. But lightning claws are also awesome. Did they just teleport? That's a bad idea. They teleported to get that kill, but I don't know if they can get away now. Because this guy, the Techmarine, can mark target them and shoot that plasma. And there's more plasma here. They're going to take a lot of damage if they do get away. And of course the tank and the Dreadnought are still here. Here comes the Plague Champion and he dies instantly. There's the mark target. These guys are dead, I think. Look at this DPS. Just the Librarian is, the Techmarine himself is scary enough with mark target and the plasma gun. Down they go. Looks like Katla is having some lag issues here. Overtly again comes to harass this VP. And again, Milton is very static. I mean, they've got 3 setup teams. They can't really push with them super easily. But where are the CSM? They're at base. Need to get moving. Been a bit slow there. 235 to 349. 1-to-1 cap. Got the decap. And they can just retreat back to the Land Raider if they need to. It's in the middle round. Here's your Land Raider. Oh, they lost their tactical Marines. There you see the bodies. I wonder what happened. Maybe a Blastmaster hit. Maybe it was a Blastmaster hit. I was looking at the east side, wasn't I? Las Cannon's getting shots. Plague Champion is not even shooting it. Bloodletter's there to harass the infantry. 230 to 349. Touch of Nurgle Bloodletters. Again, strange time to use it. It's not like there's a blob of infantry there. Just some scouts. I think they got inside the Land Raider, didn't they? Yeah. Land Raider took a lot of las cannon shots. There's 2 more here from AOG. Need to move up though. This is, I assume, Terminators from Overtly Gemerous. Yes. With Storm Bolters and Power Fists. What about... Oh right, the Chaos Terminators died, didn't they? The Dreadnoughts are still going strong. Dark Age of technology here for Local Ghost. And also for Katla's level 3 this one. Terminators use their teleport to get the cap, but these guys supported by the Apothecary. 201 to 349. And where is Milton's... They're here. They are fighting here. Just didn't bring any of their setup teams over here. What is this? Oh, the plasma cannon behind a shot blocker for some reason. I guess so it can't get shot. 1-to-1 cap. These guys are worshipping the VP. That's not how you cap them, fellas. They're actually worshipping the bloodletters. Librarian got a decap. Massive pressure here still. Basically for the entire game, they've been at least halfway up the map here, Space Marines. Just can't seem to break out. First it was the Devastators keeping them pinned back. And then the Dreadnoughts have been massive pains in the arse to deal with for them. There's that barrier, not to mention this Librarian, which has done massive amounts of work for LocalghostUrOrders. Been awesome. And Scouts continue to harass. Level 3 Scouts. Look at them go. These guys need to turn. Because here come Terminators and they can disrupt with the Cyclone Missile Launcher. We do have the armor of the Apothecary if you didn't notice it before. This cuts out the Shrine. The Shrine doesn't have an impact now. Heretics going in. They should be able to get rid of the Apothecary quite quickly. It doesn't seem like he can heal himself right now. Yeah, he's off. Almost got him. In fact, they might still get him. I think they're losing too many models from the Terminators to finish him off, I don't think. Sorcerer. Back to his feet. Lost the indicator for him now. It's like punishment for dying. Indrid can't see you anymore. LocalghostUrOrders getting another Land Raider Redeemer. Katla calling for a quick victory thanks to their lag. Oh, did the Scouts die? Oh, the Scouts didn't die. They got away. Well, the Sergeant got away. Terminator's still harassing this power. And you know what? Cyclone Missile Launch is pretty good at destroying generators, it turns out. And then, did they teleport out? Or did... Oh, they got subjugated. I think they teleported out and then got subjugated. First war gear for the Sorcerer. I'm not sure these guys are going to be able to get close enough to kind of set their feet and really pump out the DPS though. Apothecary is going to get revived. Force Command is now level 6, almost level 7. 146 to 349. Still have this line of vehicles that really hasn't been dealt with despite loads of las cannons. Maybe mixing it up with some Plague Marines would have been a good idea. 2-1 for Chaos though. Blue team haven't been able to lock down the west side for a while, but they do have 2 Land Raider Redeemers, which is pretty nuts. And Local Ghost has tons of resources, so we'll probably see Terminators as well, most likely Assault Terminators I would think. I mean, why not? Why not get Assault Terminators if you can? They're awesome. In a 3v3 scenario especially. Something that could push against any target pretty much, depending on loadout. Those guys didn't turn, and now the Force Command is here to help. Missile Launcher takes out the Shrine. And they're taking it. There's the decap. There's a double for the Space Marines. Massive pressure. They might have done enough here. I think they've done enough. There's a nuke. All of the beams are put in exactly the same place. This is not a good nuke, fellas. That's pretty bad. Level 3 Plague Champion has got Armor of Pestilence. I feel like the Plague Champions haven't had a big impact in this game. Mega's not even shooting here. Level 5 though. And I mean, that's the whole point of your hero, right? You want to build them and use them in a way that has the biggest impact. And in 3v3s, that tends to be the biggest impact in engagements. In 1v1s, you may put more thought into mobility and capping and harassing. But in 3v3s, you need to make them good at fighting or impacting fights, you know. I feel like they haven't done a whole lot here, whereas the Techmarine and the Force Commander in the mid and on this side have been awesome. Plague Champion goes down. Bloodletter's also going to wipe. Yeah, I think that's GG. Here's a Land Raider Phobos, which might help them break out. They're going after this Land Raider Redeemer, and they get it. There you go. Chaos Terminators of Milton. There's the Dirge Cast. We have Assault Terminators now for Local Ghost. Those heavy melee Thunderhammers doing some work. They are taking damage though. They really need to be on their game here, Chaos, if they're going to have a chance. It's going to be so tough. 2 Dreadnoughts are still here. Force Commander falls. Terminators are probably going to get that cap, but does it matter? Assault Terminator is just pushing to keep everything away from the VPs. They might die though. They probably are going to die. But I don't think Local Ghost cares. She chucks away the Terminators to keep all this stuff occupied. They did go down. I think they tried to teleport right at the end there. But they did go down. Yeah, look, there's one model here. I think that was the one that teleported. Double las cannons. Just haven't got the job done, have they? So another turret up from Katla, and they've had an impact too. Send one unit to cap mid. By mid, I assume they mean this, but there's stuff here. There's a plasma cannon and a land raider. There's a triple cap for the Space Marines, and unless they do something insane, they have this. Overtly Gemerous went tier 3 with Marines and Scouts, and they're going to win this game. There's a nuke, Imperial Abyss from Omega, I believe. Crazy. That's how strong the tier 3 is. Just skip everything else, go straight there. Milton had to have been more aggressive on that side, I think. I mean, it did have 3 setup teams, but you've got to try and exert more pressure here. That power shouldn't have been safe. That wreck point shouldn't have been safe. Land Raider Phobos barely survives. The triple cap is still here. That Predator tank is now level 3. What do we have here? Sorcerer's dead. You got some setup teams, but good luck capping anything. What was that? It's a Force Commander being annoying. Level 10. I had a good old time. Grand old time. Good game, well played, says AOG. And they get it. I feel like, in my eyes, the relative experience of the Space Marine players shone through there. Really good composition choices, used their units well, supported each other's vehicles and each other's units a little bit better here. And they used their heroes way better too. And Overtly Gemerous does his weird, harassing light tier 1, light tier 2 game into tier 3 and makes it work again. There's a beacon up here even, where we had a level 8 Apothecary, level 10 Force Commander, level 5 Techmarine did have Refractor Field at the end, level 5 Sorcerer down, level 6 Plague Champion down. Are you the Plague Fist fella? Nope, you have a gun. And AOG with the Plague Fist, level 3 and down at the end. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part in a faction war, and of course Impregnable for hosting such events. I'll see you next time.